Hello grade 8s, we are getting into our next unit on mechanical systems, and as we do this we're going to talk about first some simple machines and a few that we're going to study this year. So we're going to look at levers, inclined planes, wheel and axles, pulleys. And we're going to look at gears as well, and these are the main simple machines that we are going to study this year. And so simple machines, they do a couple of things. Well, they can do one or more of these things. They can change the direction of force. So if you have a pulley, if you pull down on one side, your load might go up on the other. They can multiply speed or distance, make something move very quickly. So an example of this might be if you're a hockey player, a hockey stick is a class 3 lever, and it's used to shoot a puck very quickly, and so that applies there. Can transfer forces from one place to another, might multiply force, might make things easier. That might be something like an inclined plane. It's easier to push something up a ramp than it is to lift it straight off the ground. What we want to focus on today is levers, and so levers are composed of three main things. A fulcrum, this is kind of like our pivot point, or where this lever is resting, and we're going to apply a force at one point, and there's going to be some type of load on another point. So this is maybe kind of like a seesaw lever that if I wanted to move this load up, I could press on this side and it would move up. And in some ways, levers can make things easier, or make a job feel easier. In some ways, they can create a speed advantage. They can, like we just talked about the hockey stick, they can accelerate something or move something very fast. And so it all kind of depends on what type of lever you've set up. And so there's three types of levers that we'll talk about. The first class lever is one where the fulcrum is in the middle. It's between your load and your force, or where the direction of force is going. So this might be, an example of this might be like a seesaw in a park, or maybe like a crowbar is another example. And so it's moving in the middle, you're applying a load at one end, your effort is on one end and your load is at the other. So, or maybe something like a spoon with a load on one end. So I'm gonna hit this end. I'm gonna apply an effort force here. My load is on the other side, and hopefully something's gonna happen with this ball. Okay, so this would be an example of a first class lever as well. Second class lever is one where the fulcrum is at one end. We're applying effort on the opposite, and our load's in the middle. This might be something like a wheelbarrow, because in this case, the fulcrum is like our wheel, and then we have our load here, and then we're putting our hands on the handle of this wheelbarrow. And so there's our second class lever. Our third class lever, we have our fulcrum at one end, our effort is in the middle, and my load is at the very end, so the effort is in between. So if we're thinking about the hockey stick, if I'm shooting left-handed, this is the fulcrum. This is kind of like the point where we're pivoting on. My force is coming from this end, from this hand, and the load is is on the ice or gym floor or whatever, is the puck or ball that we're shooting. So those are our three classes of levers, and that's all I would like to share with you today. Hope you have a great day.